Have you ever stopped and wondered if the way you touch yourself today might not actually be what your body needs anymore, especially now after 60? If so, you're definitely not alone. In fact, this is one of the most common concerns many older men quietly carry. And it's not just about whether it's still okay to masturbate, it's about how to do it in a way that's safe, respectful, and supportive of your health instead of leaving you drained or uncomfortable. Here on Better Health. After 60, we talk openly about the things most men over 60 think about but rarely say out loud. And today, we're going to cover something that almost never gets discussed, but truly matters: how to masturbate safely as you age and the three big mistakes you want to avoid. This conversation isn't about shame and it's not about performance. It's about protecting your circulation, your prostate, your hormones, and even your emotional well being. So, if you've ever felt unsure about what's normal, what's safe, or how your body should feel at this stage of life, you're in exactly the right place. Let's start with the most important reminder: masturbation is not only normal, it can actually be healthy, especially as we grow older. As the years pass, a lot of men begin to wonder if their body still benefits from this kind of release. Some even start to feel ashamed for still wanting it. But here's the truth: regular, gentle self stimulation is one of the simplest, most natural ways to support male health after 60. It keeps blood circulating through the penis, it nourishes the prostate, it lowers stress hormones, and yes, it even helps improve sleep by calming the nervous system. But here's the key point: your body doesn't respond the same way it did in your 20s or 30s. That's not failure, that's just biology. As we age, skin becomes thinner. Nerve endings that once fired instantly may need a little more time. Blood vessels in sensitive areas can react differently and strain more easily. That's why your approach to self pleasure needs to evolve along with your body. This isn't about using more force or chasing intensity like you might have in the past. It's about slowing down, being mindful, and listening closely to your body with patience and care. When you do, the experience often becomes not only more pleasurable, but also far more beneficial for your long-term health. Unfortunately, many men never hear this. No one tells them their old patterns may no longer serve their body. So they keep doing things the same way, only to end up frustrated, disconnected, or even physically sore. But the moment you realize your body simply wants something different, something slower, gentler, more nourishing, that's when everything changes. That's when a new kind of pleasure opens up, one that feels deeply connected and restorative. And that leads us straight into the first of the three big mistakes many men make without realizing it. The first big mistake that so many men make, often without even realizing it, is rushing through self pleasure. At first, it might seem like a small thing, but I want you to pause and really think about it, because the impact of rushing at this stage of life is far greater than most men realize. A lot of older men treat masturbation as something to get over with. It becomes a quick, hidden routine done with tension, in silence, and in secrecy. But here's the truth: this kind of rushed stimulation can slowly begin working against you, especially after 60. Here's what happens when you rush: your nervous system stays in a state of alert instead of relaxing. Your blood vessels constrict instead of expanding. Your heart rate may rise, but in a stressed, shallow breathing way, not in the healthy, relaxed rhythm you want. Your brain keeps scanning for interruption or danger, which prevents you from fully letting go. And instead of nourishing blood flow reaching the penis, your body stays on edge. The result? You may feel unsatisfied afterward, you may notice soreness, or over time, you might even find it harder and harder to reach arousal at all. When this becomes a repeated habit, your body gets trained to associate touch with tension, not with safety, not with calm. That means your arousal process, which should be smooth and natural, becomes more mechanical, more rigid, and less responsive. The good news? This can absolutely be changed. And it starts with a simple shift. Give yourself more time. Even just a few extra minutes can make a world of difference. Take some slow, deep breaths. Let your body settle into the moment. Create a little space where you're not being pulled in 5 directions, not distracted by your phone, and not waiting for someone to knock on the door. This simple act tells your body it's safe to relax. And when your body feels safe, blood vessels open, nerves awaken, and the tissues of your penis respond more naturally. That's when real satisfaction happens, not through speed or pressure, but through presence and patience. So the first step is to slow down. Treat this time not as something to finish, but as a small gift to yourself, a chance to reconnect with your body in a healthier, more nourishing way. The second big mistake, one that many men fall into without even realizing it, is using too much pressure. I can't emphasize this enough. After 50 or 60, a lot of men naturally begin to grip tighter or move more aggressively when they touch themselves. Sometimes it's just habit. Other times, it's because the body feels less sensitive and they're trying to make up for it. But while the intention makes sense, the results over time can actually cause more harm than good. Here's why. Your penis is not just skin and muscle. It's made of delicate, sponge-like blood vessels, highly sensitive nerve endings, and connective tissue designed to respond best to steady, gentle stimulation. When you repeatedly use a very tight grip, you create too much friction and compression on those tissues. Over time, this can lead to decreased sensitivity, where nerves stop firing the way they used to. What some call death grip syndrome, where your body learns to respond only to one specific type of pressure and motion, usually your own hand. Difficulty enjoying intimacy with a partner because normal touch no longer feels stimulating. Soreness, irritation, or even tiny tears in the skin, damage that can add up over time. If that area becomes inflamed or irritated, self-pleasure may start to feel less comfortable and less enjoyable, which only adds more stress. It becomes a frustrating cycle. But here's the good news: you can break that cycle. The solution is all about gentleness. Start by loosening your grip, just a little. At first, it may feel unusual, maybe even less satisfying. That's normal. Give your body a few days or weeks to adjust. With time, your sensitivity will often return, and the experience can actually become more pleasurable. You can also make it easier on your body by using a simple, fragrance-free lubricant. This reduces friction, protects your skin, and helps the blood vessels stay healthy. Most importantly, shift your mindset. Think of this as a form of self-care, almost like a therapeutic massage for one of the most important parts of your body. Focus less on finishing and more on how the experience feels in the moment. Breathe deeply. Relax your shoulders and your chest. Allow pleasure to rise naturally instead of forcing it. The more patience and kindness you bring into this, the more rewarding it becomes. Remember, you don't have to chase pleasure. You just have to create the right conditions, and your body will respond. The third mistake many men make, especially as they grow older, is ignoring the emotional side of self-pleasure. Most men think of masturbation as purely physical, just stimulation, friction, and release. But here's the truth. Your mind and emotions are deeply connected to your ability to enjoy intimacy, whether alone or with a partner. When men over 60 ignore this connection, they often notice that pleasure feels flat, mechanical, or less satisfying. That's not just getting older. Often, it's because the emotional fuel isn't there. Think about it this way. Your body is designed to respond to more than touch. It responds to atmosphere, memory, imagination, and even the stories you tell yourself about what's happening. If your mind is filled with stress, guilt, or distraction, your body can't fully open up to pleasure. Here are a few examples of what ignoring the emotional side looks like. You go through the motions, but feel empty or disconnected afterward. You find yourself zoning out, rushing, or treating it like a chore. You carry guilt or shame from old beliefs that make it hard to enjoy the moment. You're physically aroused but emotionally distant, which weakens your satisfaction. Now, the good news is you can shift this. You can bring the emotional dimension back into your self-pleasure. And when you do, the experience changes completely. Start by giving yourself permission to see this as something positive and nourishing, not as something secret or shameful. Your sexuality doesn't vanish with age, it transforms. And the more you respect and embrace it, the more alive you'll feel. You can also make the experience richer by creating a relaxed environment. Dim the lights, put on music you enjoy. Allow yourself to fantasize or remember beautiful moments from your life. All of this helps your body and mind work together instead of against each other. And here's something many men don't realize. When you include your heart and emotions in this process, you also keep your nervous system calmer. That means better circulation, steadier erections, and more satisfaction, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally as well. So don't ignore this side of yourself. Self-pleasure isn't just about the body, it's about your whole being. When you give yourself the gift of presence, acceptance, and relaxation, you'll notice a deeper kind of fulfillment that lasts far longer than the physical release alone. Now that we've gone over the 3 biggest mistakes, let's shift to something hopeful: how to create a healthy, safe, and satisfying self-care routine. Because here's the truth: masturbation after 60 can absolutely be part of your overall health and well-being. It's not just about pleasure, it's about circulation, relaxation, prostate support, and even better sleep. But to get those benefits, it's important to approach it with a little care and intention. Here are a few simple but powerful steps you can take. 1. Start with cleanliness. Wash your hands before and after. If you use a towel, cloth, or anything else, make sure it's fresh and clean. It may sound basic, but good hygiene protects you from irritation and keeps your experience comfortable. 2. Create a calm space. Try to set aside a few minutes where you won't be interrupted. Turn off the phone, close the door, and give yourself the privacy you deserve. Even taking 2 or 3 deep breaths before starting helps your body relax and signals your nervous system that it's safe to let go. Use a gentle, natural lubricant. As skin gets thinner with age, a fragrance-free, unscented lubricant can make a world of difference. It reduces friction, protects the tissues, and helps you enjoy the experience without irritation. Listen closely to your body. Pay attention to signals like soreness, swelling, or changes in how your body responds. If you feel discomfort, stop. If you notice persistent irritation or changes in sensitivity, don't ignore it. Bring it up with your doctor. Sometimes these are early signs of things like circulation issues or prostate changes. Approach it as self-care, not performance. This isn't a race. It's not about proving anything. Think of it more like a therapeutic massage, time that keeps your tissues healthy, your blood moving, and your mind connected with your body. And if you're rediscovering this connection after years of disconnect, that's perfectly okay. Many men in their 60s or 70s tell me they feel like they're learning about their body all over again. That's not a step backward, it's a new chapter. It's your body showing you what it needs now, not what it needed 30 years ago. The key is remembering you are not broken and you are not past your prime. You're simply in a phase of life that asks for more care, more patience, and more kindness. When you meet your body with that respect, it often gives back in ways that are surprisingly powerful: deeper relaxation, steadier arousal, and more satisfying release. At Better Health After 60, we believe self-pleasure can be a form of self-respect. It's not about shame, it's about staying connected to yourself in a way that supports your health, your dignity, and your confidence. So here's what I want you to remember. Self-pleasure after 60 is not about pressure, and it's certainly not about performance. It's about presence. It's about listening to your body, giving it what it needs, and honoring the stage of life you're in. You deserve to feel connected to yourself. You deserve to enjoy your body without guilt, shame, or frustration. And the more you approach this time with patience and curiosity, the more rewarding it becomes, not just physically, but emotionally too. If you've spent years feeling disconnected or unsure, think of this as an invitation to rediscover yourself. Not the body you had at 25, but the body you have now, wiser, more sensitive, and still capable of real pleasure and vitality. At Better Health. After 60, we believe your sexuality doesn't retire when you do. It simply evolves. With the right care, the right mindset, and the right habits, you can continue to feel confident, strong, and alive. So next time you take a moment for yourself, let it be a gift. Not a performance, not a rush, just attention, kindness, and respect, because you're worth it. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to Better Health After 60. Here we talk about the real issues that matter to men like you: health, vitality, and confidence at every stage of life. Until next time, stay strong, stay curious, and take good care of yourself.